the teams have now switched. So I'd imagine we're getting into the knife round, and that is correct.
We are indeed.
So, Runelords are starting on the CT side, not that it matters because it is a knife round. So, let's see where this goes. Early damage coming in from both sides, and knife rounds are always so quick.
They are very quick. This has been hella quick, in fact. But
ring around the roses on the fountain.
Yeah, both are lit up quite heavy, but Ollie will actually secure the kill in the end. And it's much of the same what we've seen in previous knife rounds. Very quick, very early on. A lot of players getting damaged and killed early, and then just left for one player to kind of sweep it up. I don't think we're going to get a. Sorry, we are going to get a switch round. Esports Wales will take CT side, and Runelords will start their match off on T side. And right now, I'm interested to see what they're going to do and stack it up on this position, because we saw last Sunday, last Sunday was the last game that we watched with Overpass. Esports Wales kind of being very aggressive with the hold on B site, but leaving more or less one or two men left hanging up towards A. And I think we're probably going to see much of the same in this match, because we've got Peath, and we also have Dynamo kind of pushing deep, way deep, in fact, up mid towards Fountain area, and the rest of the guys kind of backing themselves off into B site. A little bit of really damage there coming from Vicus onto Dynamo. That will take him down. A little bit of damage coming in from Expert as well. I think we're going to get ready for a B stack here coming in from the T side. They are really conscious, though, however, of potential rotation up, and Peath will get... I hate to use the word, but he will get destroyed in the end there. That stops any kind of rotational damage coming in from him if they were to push onto B site, which is still looking like it's the plan. He has been taken over completely, but that is an absolute fake out here from Runelords.
Runelords played absolutely perfectly. All of that presence that was going up towards mid actually pulled off the singular player that was sat here on B alone, and essentially giving Runelords an easy round. No one going down, all of the damage done, all of the pistols, and Esports Wales now already up against it with no money. They're going to have to take another pistol round to see what they can do with these. USBs can be dangerous, especially in the hands of Dynamo and the likes of Peath.
Vicarious on Runelords there, just having an absolute monster of a starting round for him. Picks up a 4-man, more or less quite cleanly and quite easily. He does take a little bit of damage himself, but not a huge amount. But he's able to just work that Glock and kind of put damage onto the entirety of Esports Wales. We can see Esports Wales, all players actually kind of holding that mid ramp angle. Dynamo peeking himself up a little bit there. He does have a P250, I believe that is, or is that a P2000? P2000. Yeah, does have the P2000 in hand. So, I mean, that can do some good tap damage, but not quite as much as the USB. That water noise is going to give the game away as far as who's alongside them. Dynamo will peek out a little bit, not do any damage, unfortunately. He does actually get some dealt back onto himself. It feels like he's more or less playing a delay in action here, stopping what appears to be Ratu. I'm going to murder all the Runelords names, I guarantee you. Ratu, he'll push up in the end, and we actually see another CT take his place. Jolly will get taken down, however. And again, this is a big B push coming in from Runelords, but it's not really a lot that Esports Wales can do here, unfortunately, other than let the bomb get hit. Potentially make some damage, might get a pick here. Pixie getting some damage dealt to him, but Expert is there to help support. Peath isn't able to switch it up, and Snow is just left holding all the pieces. Nice run there from Runelords. Unfortunately there from Esports Wales, but as we said, they don't really have a lot of cash going into the second round. No picks in the opening round does mean that they're not able to buy. But it looks like Dynamo is just going, let's buy up, we need to buy. That third round buy is dangerous, though. I think you'd agree with that. JP.
Yes, certainly. It's going to be very hard for Esports Wales to be able to come up with something to come against the full buy that the T's actually have in this situation. All of the utility, 2 AKs, and Lil and 2 Mac 10s, quite a dangerous force still up against what the CTs currently have. A nice B setup coming out from Runelords right now. Flashbangs, Molotovs, all going on at the site to allow them try and enter without any fight whatsoever. But Ollie manages to take out a route on the short position. And also Snow actually getting one from Monster. Unfortunately gets caught reloading, but Dino has managed to refrag and actually keep this round alive for Esports Wales.
It's 2v2 right now, and I mean, there's damage dealt to Viker. He is a bit of a danger man. We're seeing already. He's sat there stacked up with 6 kills, and we're only 3 rounds into this game. And he will get taken down in the end. Peter Nolly on laid some damage onto him before he did drop, and Dynamo will finish off Dink. Mac 10 in his hand there rather than an AK. He does have the money to buy an AK, but evidently chose to stick with the SMG. That's 3rd round going to Esports Wales into round 4. It's not a bad round for them, actually.
Certainly not.
Yeah, a 3rd round buy is tricky. You lose that round and you drop players early on, and that's money in the bank for tees, but nothing coming to you. But that'll be a nice win bonus for them coming out of that.
We do actually see Dink picking up the AWP on the Runelords side, so we're going to jump on with him and see whether he's going to be able to do anything quite early on. He's going to be facing up against Dynamo, but as I say that, Dynamo does actually Molotov off the T position, but they just run through it, no worries, and Dynamo does actually go into the connector position.
Molotov was very sweet, early damage laying on to Dink, the man with the AWP there, as we said. Not really a lot to do it, but the T's just looked really confident for Runelords, just pushing straight through, all the way up long, all the way into a position where they can kind of get eyes straight down into the left corner of A site. Bank is obviously going to be a danger point that they want to clear as they drew into it, and we can already see those boosts coming out into play as well to give Dink that opportunity to see over that flower pot and that flower rise.
Dynamo's positioning there went absolutely unheard of. He managed to go all the way through a ladder in connector and came up behind the T's, and Heath managed, Snow actually managing to pick up one as they try and enter from long, and I'm wondering whether this position is going to go unchecked. It doesn't, but Pete manages to get one before he goes down to Xvert.
3v2 now, and Dynamo's still behind you, and he's doing a lot of damage. We'll get the first couple of shots straight into Dink from a bit of distance that will get missed, but Xvert just goes huge there, taking down Obi as well as Ollie in back-to-back kills, leaving Dynamo in a 1v2. We have seen him pull these off before. He has got an AK in hand, but he knows he's got to clear that AWP out if he's got any chance, and he will not, unfortunately, be able to flick in time. That scope given the position away for Dink, but unfortunately for Dynamo, not able to switch it up that quickly.
Yeah, it was quite unfortunate for Esports Wales, and they had Obi and Heath coming in from Bank, and they just unfortunately lined up perfectly for Xvert to get the nice double spray down, essentially leaving Dynamo in that 1v2 and unfortunately unable to clutch out the round for Esports Wales. We do see a quick mid-push coming out from the Esports Wales side now, quickly changing up the pace. Let's see if they're actually able to get anything off here.
Dynamo will get taken down by Xvert. That early AWP shot just sliding past Dynamo as he peeked out onto Fountain top there. Peeth and Obi showing some damage and doing some kills, but Obi and Peeth unfortunately do get dropped out in the end there. Vikas wants to make sure that that weapon isn't picked up, so he'll get rid of it as quickly as he possibly can, and this leaves Ollie in a really precarious position. He does have the backing of Snow, but Snow's really not in a position to peek himself out too much with half HP, well, less than half HP. And we see already the bomb is on B site. Bomb is going to go down onto B site, in fact, and this leaves Ollie and Snow in a position where they can either chance a retake or potentially save up some weaponry. And Snow, unfortunately, has just found out that the weapon that was dropped inside Playground has been thrown over the wall. So that'll put him in a position where he can't save any weapons other than his PT-50. But Ollie does manage to come out of this round with a Mac 10, but he's running into danger. I mean, will in fact get caught? Oh, and Rowty, however you pronounce that name, I apologise to the fans. If any fans of Runelords are in the stream, will catch him off guard.
Unfortunate there for Ollie to just run straight into the enemy with the weapon he was attempting to save. That would have been a little bit of extra economy going into this round, but I feel like they maybe would have wanted to upgrade it to an M4 anyway to go up against the rifles that these T-side are bringing.
Yeah, exactly. But what from like a player perspective, what you would see at that point is maybe one of the guys with a lower amount of money, like for example, Dynamo in this sort of situation, he may not have to buy an M4 in that round. He could use the Mac 10. We know he likes to sneak up behind players. We know he likes to play that flank, so he could really make the Mac 10 work in that sort of situation. But it needs to must. Okay, we lose the Mac 10 going into this round. Players do they can buy up M4. This is a huge again B push from the Lords. They'll flash through tunnels. Connect those shots, unfortunately, there from Snow and Ollie not able to connect. Dynamo is now in a good position where he could potentially try and stop some of the players from coming across, but that Molly will push him out of position, in fact.
Not a good start for Esports Wales, and we're seeing more of what Runelords have been doing so far in the ESEA Open, and that is dominating. All three of their games so far have been quite strong wins. They've not had any... It doesn't seem as if they've faltered very much, but now we're going to be seeing Esports Wales try and save these weapons, but we're already seeing both Dink and Xvert getting into positions to try and cut these off, and Dink's looking the wrong direction here. But luckily, Xvert has his back covered. A couple more seconds, and I feel like Heath would have had a nice, easy kill onto Dink there. But luckily, his teammate came in clutch and saved his life.
It's very good crossfire from both players, kind of covering each other's angles. Obviously, the issue with that position there for them to kind of hold is that you can only really watch two, and there's multiple angles that people can push from. You don't have to come through toilets; you can come through outside toilets. Long is covered essentially by the AWP, so that's a good position for him. But yeah, it's just unlucky players, unfortunately, coming in from Esports Wales at the moment. Bomb isn't actually heading towards B this time. Well, it is, but it's slowly heading there, at least anyway. And we can see two Deagles, one P250, and a 5.7 coming out from Esports Wales. They push deep on the tunnel past Monster. And they'll push through, expecting that B push, but the bomb, unfortunately, isn't anywhere to be seen just yet. But it's in connector. Pixel will get Ollie straight up there with a good headshot coming in from him. Oh, still.
He's getting one back.
Yeah.
Not going down without a fight.
Slapping shots into that player there, managing to pick up the AK for Peath. Now Obi will get dropped by Dink, and that 5.7 will play a little bit of distraction work to try and help out. That Stalk's going to cover the cross, and that flashbang will get dropped as well. There's not really a lot these boys can do at the moment, really, other than save up, get that AK back as far away from the advancing T as they can. And we've already seen from Runelords, they do not like players to keep weapons. They like to push those aggressive spots early on.
They do very much like their hunting. It shows that they're confident. It shows that they are willing to take this game by the scruff of the neck and make it theirs. And it's always nice CSGO to watch because it's rare that you see teams that confident anymore.
No,
a lot of teams will be like, okay, we've got the weapons. Let's just hold back and keep hold of them. Let's not lose any more economy. Just make sure we're good going into the next round. But Runelords are the complete opposite. They're like, right, throw everyone at any position. I want those guns gone from the CTs. Yeah. And so far, it's working for them.
It's super aggressive play, and it's, as you said, it's working for them. And it's, again, it is nice to see it from a casting perspective. But I really feel like right now we're 8 rounds into this game, 7 rounds completed so far. Runelords holding 6-1. There needs to be. I'm sensing a timeout at the end of this round, perhaps. If there's not, if this round isn't picked up, Dynamo maybe call the timeout and say, right, okay, what are we doing right? What are we doing? Peace will get the opening frag that appears to be on long A.
Dynamo picks up a second onto Dink, taking down the Runelords AWP now, and it's early advantage to Esports Wales here. Two kills going in their favour, and if something goes wrong here and they lose it, then definitely they need a timeout. But this is looking a lot more positive from Esports Wales as Dynamo watches this angle. Has the angle, but route almost.
He's very unlucky. Very, very unlucky. Now, that's like a pixel away from a headshot, more or less.
We have seen Xvert actually pick up the AWP of Dink now. They Obviously, he's the secondary AWPer of the team, and he's confident to actually go and pick that up, and that's always a good thing to have on a team, to have a secondary AWPer behind the main AWP. Now we see the rotation coming into B from the Runelords side as the Molotov comes onto the barrels position. Expert peeking that corner, and they almost line up for Snow there, as Ollie thinks he's killed the player and stops firing, and this round is just, it's gone wrong for Esports Wales.
Yeah, the round is completely falling apart. And I mean, like, you look at that push in, as if Expert took a ton of damage, and actually a ton of damage, but that allowed Rowty to kind of take that aggressive angle, push the guy out that's peeking him from ramp, and kind of, you know, knock that player out of the sky. That's a really good round from Runelords. They're coming in with what, 2 death deficit.
Yep.
You know, they're going in against Esports Wales, who are on a little bit of a bounce up at that point in time, but it's unfortunate. But that was a very good round from Runelords. Ninth round now, 7-1-2 in favor of Runelords even. I was going to say a RuneScape then for some reason. It's in my brain. But yeah, they've been super aggressive, and when they're pushing sides, they're not pushing it onesie twosies, they're pushing in full. It's not like they want to hold back or anything, and they've got money to kind of spare as well. The economy is looking super strong for them. You know, the only player that doesn't really have a lot of Vikings, and just unfortunate for Esports Wales losing both Obi and Ollie immediately. Will also get taken down, as if it's will manage to get Dynamo. So Peath will push quite aggressively down the staircase towards it. Oh, and he will actually get the headshot on him. That was a nice kill there from Peath, but not able to continue that momentum, unfortunately, and Dink will actually drop him out in the end.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised we didn't actually see a timeout be called after that last round. It was almost as if Esports Wales is just going to be like, we're going to weather the storm and see how it goes, but you never know, something might click with them and they might be able to take a few more rounds going into the end of this first half. Now going into round 10, and Runelords just have such a tight hold on this map so far. It looks like it's going to be hard for Esports Wales to actually break the force that is Runelords right now, as Runelords making quick progress towards his connector position. Once again, Dynamo's going to be walking into 3 of them. Verkus gets a nice early kill onto Dynamo, and that's the connector position already lost, as we see Peath rotating in with the AWP.
That's such a sick flashbang there from Road, which he's basically waiting for connector to be cleared. That push, they're pushing straight through into connector area.
This could be critical for Peath.
Oh, that is definitely critical for Peath.
They have no idea he's here. He gets the bomb planter.
Nice. That is super nice there from Peath, getting the bomb planter straight up. And that actually sends Runelords in a position where they're just trying to figure out what the hell is...
Hello? Peath?
That was a bit... okay.
Through the wall?
Someone want to clip that? What's going on with that? I don't think he heard the connecting shot. I mean, obviously we can hear it, but there's a lot of stuff going on for these players. But that was a little bit of a weird one. Obi will duck down a little bit too quickly there, and he'll spray the majority of his shots into the dustbin. Obi and Ollie, unfortunately, not able to kind of push through into the end of that round. Where do we go from here? I mean, like... Again, I'm surprised we aren't seeing a hold pause coming in, a tactical timeout. But, I mean, it could just be part of Dynamo's plan to kind of push through, get CT over with, keep those holds ready for the next half. But they look to push Runelords and test their defensive capabilities. But if their aggression is anything like it is in the first half, then it's going to be super difficult to kind of take these sites unopposed.
Yeah, Esports Wales need to find what's missing for them right now. It's not like the Esports Wales sides we've seen before, but that could simply because they're actually... This team is much better than the teams that they've been up against so far. Not to take anything away from what Esports Wales have done so far. They've actually performed extremely well, as we do see Verkus taking down Dynamo on that long position, recovering the bomb and heading towards this B bomb site they have done almost every round so far of this game. So I'm not surprised. They like this B bomb site.
Yeah, I mean the one round that we just they went A side, it almost didn't work out. You know, they pushed onto to Ace site, got the bomb onto position, but they were quickly taken down by Peace. That bomb will go on to B, and the plant will come in. And Peace will be left to pick up the pieces. Pixon will make short work of Peace as he tries to push through connector. Obi now last man standing in a 1v4. We've seen stranger things happen in these matches, but a 1v4 isn't likely, unfortunately.
No matter what you're seeing coming out from the Runelords team, it always seems as they've got one player to get the refrag whenever one of them goes down. So in that situation, Obi manages to get the first pick onto the first T player that pushed him, but then instantly straight away there was another T player behind him, and Obi had no idea. And that's exactly what you need as a team.
Yeah, definitely. And you look at it from the perspective of players, looking at it from the perspective of Runelords. Once that bomb climb is down, they split up into pairs. There's one man stacked back watching, and that's the running kind of ethos from this team so far. There's always one guy that's still sitting on site waiting just in case. Oh, that was very unfortunate then. Again, I caught that angle. I'm obviously watching a different type. I'm watching it live on my own CSGO account as well. To see some of the action, but from your guys' perspective, that those two opening kills are quite telling of Esports Wales. Snow will get dropped down in the end by Expert, taking a bit of damage. Obi will pick up Ficus. Again, Ficus being danger man there as well. Also, Expert now as well also drops as well. That leaves us 2v1 now. In fact, as Obi gets taken down, and it's left on Keith, who will get picked up by Dink there quite quickly. Stops any kind of push onto the site to get a retake. This is a very, very good team we're watching here in the form of Runelords.
Yeah, they're showing no mercy for the Esports Wales side, and it's maybe going to actually almost demotivate the Esports Wales side a little bit, because they've not come out up against this well balanced of a team so far. Like, no matter what you see them doing, Runelords are always perfectly adjusting to the situation they've got in front of them.
Yeah. This is a different caliber of team in the ESEA. Runelords are very, very well stacked. We still win 3 games back to back. Their first 3 games back to back, in fact. And you can see why. They've got good momentum, they've got good speed, they've got good kind of player knowledge. They seem to be a team that play quite a lot together. But yeah, it's a different caliber of player, unfortunately. That's not taking anything from Esports Wales. They've had small victories here and there in this match so far. The bomb left for Obi takes a ton of damage, unfortunately, very early on. So he'll need to back himself up if he's got any chance of keeping the MP9, and he won't be successful, unfortunately. Yeah, this is a different type of team to what I think Esports Wales have been used to playing against. But yeah, the small victories that we've seen so far today are still there. It's not an entire loss, if that makes sense, from ESW's perspective. They can take away some stuff from this. There's also a steep learning curve as well. Jakey will probably agree with me, and I'm certain there's going to be other people in chat who've done any kind of level of esports playing or work in that respect. You need a team like Runelords to come up against you to kind of punish you, for you to realise that there are better players out there, but at the same time you can still do work to get to that level as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this Runelords side are almost teaching Esports Wales a lesson so far. And hopefully Esports Wales will take this as an opportunity to actually learn as Dynamo. Look at this positioning. He's going to be able to catch up the bomb carrier right now, but Expert, he's got a feeling somebody's here. Checking the angle so cautiously. Dynamo just too slow to re-peek as Ollie manages to actually do some work with this MP9 he has. He managed to take down 2. Dynamo's going to get caught out by vehicles rotating into the connector position and just cutting him off. Ollie's picked up the AWP. Let's see whether he can do anything with it.
Ollie did some work there with the MP9, and I mean, he's picked up that these guys don't run in singles, they run in pairs. See, he stacked up on the first guy, dropped him. He lost quite a fair bit of HP in the process. But at the same time, even though he lost that HP, he still stayed on target. He made sure he knew that there was going to be a second dude behind as well. And he picks up the AWP. That's a very nice play from him. He's going to look to clear the site out as best he can. That smoke grenade will come in to try and help him with some assistance. The flashbang is there to help support, but he knows already that this round is over with, and he's got to save that AWP.
They're all, look at this rotation. They're already moving into positions to try and catch him out.
They're looking for him every single time. They're looking for him every single time.
Absolutely unreal from Runelords. I have not seen this aggressiveness coming out, but I guess when you're this far ahead, you just have no remorse. They're like, okay, let's have a bit of fun with it. Let's see if we can catch him out before the bomb goes off. And they almost did.
We saw it when we watched the last Overpass game, okay? But we saw it actually in Esports Wales. They went 7 rounds on the bounce without losing a round, and then they started getting super aggressive, and it didn't really play out for them. Whereas this team, in Runelords, is super aggressive and is playing into their hands every one, but you actually get traded out there by expert. Dink is gone, of course, so that means the AWP is dropped somewhere in that mortar. I think he actually had an AK for this round anyway, so not a huge concern for Runelords to have to go and pick that weapon up.
Having a bit of an issue with CSGO right now. It doesn't want to change players.
No problem. Well, I'll talk you through what I'm seeing at least anyway, so you guys can catch up in a second.
Okay, fixed it.
Cool, fixed. Brilliant stuff. When things want to go wrong, they will go wrong. And Pixel will show Snow that he needs to get them positions a little bit right. He's out of position there in that place. Bomb goes down on B, same as what we've seen before. And Sturt will pick up Peath. Ollie actually retorting and picking up Pixin. Dynamo gets rolled. This is Ollie's got 2 HP and he will get. Oh no! Unlucky there for Ollie. He'll jump out of balcony. He'll attempt to get the kill on the way through, but he isn't able to, unfortunately.
I think he actually landed on the T player's head there, and that caused him to die.
It did, yeah. Suicide.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
It's very, very unlucky.
I think this may end up being one of the shortest CSGO streams we've done so far. Which is unfortunate.
If it is, it is. Unfortunately, it's a quick game, but as I said earlier on, you need to have a game like this where you get, for lack of a better way of putting it, where you get a tune-in.
Where you get stomped.
You get an absolute tune-in and realise, okay, there are things that we can do to improve, and there's things that we can do to be better. And watch, they want to go back and watch this replay and kind of pick pieces from what Runelords are doing and how they're playing so aggressive, so they can kind of replicate that in their future ESEA games.
Yeah, let's see whether Esports Wales can do anything different with their T side. Their T side is usually seeming to be their stronger side, so it's not out of the ordinary that they underperform on their CT side, but that position on the railing goes completely unchecked for a long amount of time, though. Longer than was necessary for the Esports Wales side.
Ollie will pick him up, but that took way too many shots for that to happen. Pixin's making a lot of noise there. Knows to try and pick him up. But rotates behind Snow and he'll get the opening pick there on the retake, and Dink and Pixin picking up extra kills along the way, and Vicus. I'm again apologising for names, but he will actually get the ending frag of the opening start to the second half. 15-1 now for Runelords.
Yeah, it's a very not disappointing performance for Esports Wales, because this Runelords side is absolutely unbelievable to watch. They're a well-oiled machine, as the old saying goes. They're not slowing down, and it's exciting CS to watch, albeit disappointing for the Esports Wales side, but that is a game, map point going out for Runelords with the last win of that round. Let's see whether Esports Wales can do anything with this half buy that they have. Not the best, but it's the best they could afford with their money. Again,
it's the curse of being this far behind in rounds. You've got to spend money that you don't unfortunately have. It could play off. It did have seen it play off once already when they bought up. But that's an opening quick round there for Runelords as they
Quick
just
ending
stop
round.
any quick ending round. Sorry, they basically pick up all the frags that they need to pick up to ensure that that round is over with. And we do actually, unfortunately, see Esports Wales head into that.
That was... it wasn't unfortunate for Esports Wales. I think they knew going into this game that they were coming up against a tough opponent, and it shows that for anyone that doesn't know, ESEA Open is completely open to anyone. So the ranks can go from all the way to the lowest matchmaking to the best of the best, essentially.
Yeah.
So Esports Wales are a decent team. They're very good, and so far they've come up against very well matched teams. And in this instance, you've seen a team that are much more well tuned. They've probably had a long time playing together, and they've probably played much bigger leagues and much bigger events than the ESEA Open. And Esports Wales will know that.
ESEA isn't like Face It, where you get different levels. It takes a very quick Google search for you to find information on Runelords.
Yep.
For example, Runelords last year won the SNC, I think it's SNC Open in Spain for ESL.
Okay.
You know, they're a very good team. I don't even want to pull up Face It to find out what their Face It ranks are. So I'm going to leave that one well alone, if I'm honest with you, and look into another time perhaps. But they're a very, very good side, and they're a dangerous side to play against as well. You know, there's a lot of good things and bad things to take from that last game. Maybe more bad than good, but not in the sense of what I'm trying to say is, like, you can look at good things, you can look at bad things from that game. The good things you can take away from it is that you've got to stomp in. The next map is going to be a lot better, or the next game is going to be a lot quicker, a lot easier, and you can kind of learn from your mistakes on it. I'm interested to see what Esports Wales can take away from it. They've got a game, so stick around for that one tomorrow. I won't be here myself, but Jakey will be. So you can still catch up with the team again tomorrow. But I would imagine tonight the guys are going to have the work cut out for them. They're going to have to go back and have a look at what happened this evening and where they need to be go forward. Yeah,
well, as you do say, Runelords are a ridiculous team, so they do actually have their own Twitter, which I've only just discovered now. It is simply @Runelords. I did search for them before to try and find out if we could get some interaction with them, but sadly not. They did have their own stream going for this as well. But either way, Esports Wales, they tried their best. There's not much that they could do in that situation to try and stop the train that was Runelords. But yeah, Steve, if you want to advertise your Twitch and your Twitter, go ahead and do so.
I would much appreciate that. I am Reaper Steve on Twitter, or Reaper Steve 1, in fact, because there's some git who hasn't used his Twitter account in maybe 10 years, and the Twitter won't let me have the handle for whatever reason. So I am Reaper Steve 1 on Twitter. You can catch up with the stuff I do on there. I do tend to talk quite a fair bit about esports stuff, and also I give my own announcements as to what I'm going to be doing in future work. My Twitter page is that. My Twitch page is Reaper Steve. You can check me out. I'm currently doing playthroughs of single player games, but I also mix in some other stuff, like, for example, PUBG casting. Not a massive CS casting, but at the same time, I tend to do that on other people's channels anyway. But yeah, Reaper Steve on Twitch and Reaper Steve 1 on Twitter. Drop me a follow, help me get to 700. I'm like 697 followers on Twitter right now. Been stuck on that for ages, but thank you for having me once again. I do appreciate it.
It's always great to have you here. It makes my job so much easier to have somebody who can actually talk about the game efficiently and as effectively as you do. So very much happy to have you here, and I'm sure we'll have you again soon in the future.
Yeah, you definitely will.
I have been Jakey Boy Pro. You can see my Twitter handle on the stream. Go and drop me a follow if you do want to keep up with everything I do, Esports Wales and CSGO related. And yeah, if you do want to get in touch with Esports Wales in any way, shape, or form, our socials are in the chat, hopefully. There you go. Join our Discord, keep up with what we do. Very exciting things are coming So definitely do keep up with us. And I think that has been it for us tonight. Sadly, much shorter stream than usual. But as we said, Runelords completely outclassed the Esports Wales team tonight. So can't put Esports Wales down. But again, thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Steve. Thank you to Esports Wales. Thank you to the team. And you want to say your goodbye, Steve?
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, John, for obviously getting me involved with some of the Esports Wales stuff. Boone can now fully stop bullying me into doing casting work with you guys. Yeah, I will be back at some point. Unfortunately, tomorrow I've got a pre-arrangement, but yeah, I will be back at some point.
Yep, and thank you very much to everybody in the chat for coming and supporting Esports Wales. We hope to bring you a much closer contested match tomorrow evening. And that is it from us. Good evening and good night to you all.